Up, everybody? It's your boy Cmoney back with another video, and today we gotta talk about WrestleMania Sunday, WrestleMania 42 Sunday, which was much better than WrestleMania Saturday. If you didn't see my WrestleMania Saturday review, make sure you go check that out. Talk about the entire show. It was good. It was great. Well, the video was great. The show, WrestleMania Sunday was way better than WrestleMania Saturday. Oh god, it was good. It was good. But again, go check out my WrestleMania Saturday review if you haven't seen it already. But if you have seen that and you're here right now, let's talk about WrestleMania Sunday because yes, it was way better. It was way better, guys, and it's honestly so funny to me because it's like how can they produce something like WrestleMania Saturday, which yes, and I say this in my video, I did enjoy it but again, I'm also just I'm nice when it comes to WWE a lot, so I did enjoy it, but it was not great though. WrestleMania Saturday was not that good. I enjoyed it, but it wasn't that good. WrestleMania Sunday was a lot better, like a lot better, and it's crazy how it's the same freaking company, it's the same show, and just one night is bad, one night is great. I I don't understand it, bro. But no, but WrestleMania Sunday was great, and we're gonna talk about it because we have a new world heavyweight champion. One's up to the sky. Roman Reigns is champion again. Brock Lesnar retires. What? We got a lot of stuff to talk about, guys. Let's get into it. Let's get into it. WrestleMania opens up with John Cena. Of course, John Cena comes out. Welcome to WrestleMania. Then Brock and Oba. Brock and Oba kicks off the show, and Oba Femi with the victory over Brock Lesnar. Yes, Brock Lesnar passing the torch to Oba Femi, losing to Oba Femi. Oba Femi's biggest win of his entire career at WrestleMania. And Oba Femi wins, defeating Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania. What a moment for Oba Femi. His future is extremely, extremely bright. But then what happens afterwards? Brock Lesnar starts taking off his gloves, taking off his boots, and he leaves him in the ring. For any WWE fan, they know what that means. It's a sign of retirement. No, my gosh. Like, this caught me so off guard because I knew that Brock was going to retire this year, but I thought it'd wait till SummerSlam because SummerSlam was in Minneapolis. We thought he was going to face Gunther. He still can. I'm getting ahead of myself here. So Brock gives the sign that he's retiring or he's gonna retire soon. Like and that's something that like the commentators kept, because the commentators were Michael Cole and Wade Barrett were like, well, we'll see what happens. Is he really gonna retire or is this just so they kind of like were teasing like, all right, it's not confirmed. Like the commentators were kind of being like, it's not confirmed if he's retiring. Right. So my guess is that I have my thoughts of what's going to happen, but still shocking though, because I didn't expect Brock to do this now. So it just caught me completely off guard. And I'm like, oh, Brock, no. And the crowd started chanting, thank you, Lesnar. And they were having for him. Brock started crying. Like, guys, like, for anyone who knows Brock Lesnar, I've been a Brock Lesnar fan ever since I got into wrestling. Brock is my boy. And, you know, despite all the crap he's been through, especially recently with the whole Vince stuff, I've always loved Brock, and to see him like retiring and stuff like that, it's sad. It really is sad, and it caught me very off guard. But to see him like as he's undoing his boots and stuff, he's crying like this is the beast. Brock Lesnar, he's crying and he's like, and he's waving to the fans. Paul Heyman's emotional. Paul Heyman's crying. Brock Lesnar and Paul Heyman hug it out. They're both emotional. And oh gosh. Because Paul Heyman too, this was Paul Heyman's big guy. Like before he was CM Punk's guy, before he was the wise man, he was the advocate for Brock Lesnar. So, emotional moment for both of them. And just to see Brock like getting emotional in the ring that hits you because it's Brock Lesnar. He doesn't cry. Like, oh god, that was very, very, oh, what a moment at WrestleMania. But again, did he really retire? I have my thoughts. I don't think so because number one, the commentators were making it sound like, oh, well, we'll see if this gets confirmed or not. This may not get confirmed. Yeah. So that, and on top of it, I have a theory, and I've heard someone else mention this too, but Gunther is owed a favor by Paul Heyman because Gunther, remember on Raw, after Gunther helped out Paul Heyman like said thank you, and Gunther's like, you owe me more than a thank you. Because Gunther took care of Seth Rollins, right? So Gunther is owed a favor by Paul Heyman. And I talked about this in the Raw reactions video. I was like, what could this favor be? Could it be something with Brock Lesnar? Like, I don't. Now it's making sense. Maybe Gunther's favor could, like, maybe Paul Heyman. Maybe Gunther's favor to Paul Heyman is like, Paul Heyman has to bring Brock out of retirement to face Gunther because Gunther wants to be the one to beat him or something, right? Right. So it's almost like Paul Heyman can make it up to Gunther by bringing Brock back so Gunther can face him. Maybe that's what Gunther wants from Paul Heyman. Maybe. It's just a maybe. But so we could see a story develop there where Gunther's like to Paul Heyman, you owe me one. I want you to give me Brock Lesnar. Like that's what so that could happen. So we'll see what happens there because I do really want to see Brock Lesnar versus Gunther. It's going to suck though to see Brock have to lose. Like I would like if I want to see Brock and Gunther very bad, but I would rather Brock lose to Oba and not Gunther. Right. I'd rather Brock get retired by Oba instead of Gunther, but it would still be cool to see the match because we've been waiting for it for years. But so we could see that happen. That's a big possibility. But we'll see what happens in the coming weeks. We shall see what happens. Okay, we'll see what happens. But so did Brock really retire, or we still got one more? We'll see. But still, what a moment! Big victory for Oba Femi, my man. And then on the post show, he calls out Roman Reigns because Roman Reigns won the championship. We'll talk about that. And Oba Femi on the post show called out Roman Reigns, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm going to keep working, and then eventually I'm coming for that championship." So Roman and Oba, it's in the future, baby. But that was great. Then we have the Intercontinental Championship ladder match, which was awesome. Ladder matches at WrestleMania usually are always good. This ladder match was great. I had one thing though that pissed me off, and I'm going to talk. And this pissed me off just about the entire, definitely on Saturday, and because WrestleMania Sunday was very good, but it still had some hiccups. It still had some icks. In there. One of them is just same thing with Saturday, the ads, the commercials, the advertisements. Like the two biggest complaint. Well, they kind of go together. The biggest complaint of WrestleMania Saturday, I think, was that the matches were short. They were short matches, especially the women's matches. And like it, but then they'll play like 4 or 5 minute ads over. Like, why? Like the ads are taking away time from the matches. And that's one of the biggest complaints about WrestleMania Saturday. And there was still a little bit of it wasn't Sunday wasn't as bad. The matches were a little bit longer for Sunday, which one of the reasons why it was better. The matches were still a little short, but they were longer than Saturday's matches, which is good. But still, though, the ads were still there, and it's just annoying because it's taking away from the match time, and that, like if the matches were longer for Saturday, it wouldn't have been that bad of a show. But because the matches were just short and the ads had to be so long, like that was one of the complaints. That's one of the reasons why WrestleMania Saturday was just not very good. And again, it still happened a little bit here on Sunday. Not as bad, but it still happened. One of the reasons on Sunday is that it was during the ladder match. They skipped over Dragon Lee, JD McDonough's, and Rusev's entrance. And okay, but I don't know. Like to me, that's just messed up. Like what? Like because it came back from commercial or ads, and them three were already in the ring, and then they showed Rey Mysterio, Penta, and Javon Evans. Like, why did we have to skip their entrance because of ads? Like, really? Like to me, that's just disrespectful. But again, it is what it is. That was my one big problem with the ads on WrestleMania Sunday. Like, it was much worse on Saturday, but it still was a little bit on Sunday, and that's the one ick I have with it, mainly because of what happened in the ladder match with the entrances, like I just said. But so that was my biggest complaint about Sunday, was that I was very annoyed about that. But again, it obviously the matches were still much longer, well, not much, but like longer than they were on Saturday. So as it was not as bad as Saturday, but still the ads were still there, and that's the one complaint, is that the ads were still there. And it was mainly in that moment in the ladder match that I got pissed off. But at the end of the day, still good show. Obviously, great show, but great ladder match. So many good spots. There was the Penta Destroyer onto a ladder. Rey Mysterio hit the West Coast Pop, drove Rusev through a ladder. Javon Evans jumped and hit a big OG cutter. While Rusev was on the ladder, Javon jumped off the top rope and dropped Rusev with an OG cutter off the ladder. It was great. So many good spots in this match. And then in the end, Penta retains, which I got that match wrong. I got the Oba match right. I picked Oba. I got this match wrong because I picked Javon. I knew it was going to be either Penta or Javon. I wanted to pick Javon just because I thought that'd be very cool for Javon, but Penta retains, which makes complete sense. I figured he was my other choice, so yeah. And I love Penta, so I don't care. A great ladder match and a great victory for Penta, still the Intercontinental Champion. We'll probably see a match between him and Javon Evans down the road, yeah. But awesome. Another awesome thing is Trick Williams, your new United States champion, defeating Sami Zayn. Trick Williams, he came out with Little Yachty. And he came out with the longest coat you could ever see. You know, like wedding dresses and how they have like that, I forget what it's called, but how they have like the thing that drags on the ground, as they like, it's that long part that drags on the ground. Trick Williams had that with like his big coat. It took up almost the entire WrestleMania stage. It kept coming. It was funny. And yeah, Trick Williams, Sami Zayn, pretty good match. Again, a little short, but it was still a good match. And Trick Williams wins the United States Championship, defeating Sami Zayn. And the crowd was booing the heck out of Sami Zayn. I mean, I love Sami Zayn, but I understand it, But it's all good because Trick Williams is your new United States champion. Let's go. So now hopefully he can go into a feud with Javon Evans, and they can still include Carmelo Hayes. He can still go in there with Carmelo Hayes with a feud, and Sammy could still get involved too. Yeah. So I could see them going down that road for the future. But Trick Williams, new United States champion, I got that match right too. Then we got the return of the Demon. The Demon, Finn Balor, Dominic Mysterio in a street fight. They made it a street fight on the Countdown show. Another good match. The Demon picks up the victory, defeating Dominic Mysterio. I don't know what I'm saying. Defeating Dominic Mysterio. What a match! The Demon had the face. He had a new face paint design, or just face and body paint, everything. Dom had a cool entrance. He had a bunch of like guys coming out with lucha masks, and then they were carrying him on like this throne because he's king of the luchadors, and just good match. We in the end, Finn Balor hit a coup de grace through the table, defeating Dominic Mysterio. And it's just so great to see the Demon back and the Demon get a victory. The Demon victorious at WrestleMania. Let's go. And again, this feud is not over. I guarantee you that they'll go into a feud where Dom will want to face the normal Finn Balor. So maybe they'll have normal Finn Balor and Dominic, maybe at Backlash or just on Raw. Yeah. So it'll be Dom and normal Balor next because he'll be like, no, 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 I don't want to face the Demon. All that. So I guarantee you this feud will probably continue. We'll see what happens on Raw. But Finn Balor, Demon Balor, picks up the victory. Got that match right. The match I got wrong, surprisingly, Rhea Ripley, your new women's champion. I was not expecting this. Rhea Ripley, I thought Jade had this match in the bag. No, Rhea Ripley picking up the victory, defeating Jade Cargill in another good match. This match was good. It got I think a little over 10 minutes, which okay is good because it was the longest women's match on the card. Okay, good. And it was a decent match. It was pretty good. It had Michin, B-Fab out there. Io Sky came out, took out Michin and B-Fab. And in the end, a very good finish when Jade was going for Jaded and Rhea Ripley like kicked up and like swept under Jade's legs and then grabbed her for a riptide. Went to a clean reversal and then hit the riptide. 1, 2, 3. New women's champion. I mean, I'm not mad. I love Rhea Ripley. I was just really expecting Jade to retain because I'm like, are they really just going to give the belt back to Rhea? Like, really? But they did. And now what's next is because Rhea, this is SmackDown. So Rhea's going to have to go to SmackDown now. So is this feud going to continue? What's next for Rhea? I don't know. What's next for Jade? But just shocking. I was not expecting Rhea to win. I really wasn't. But Rhea Ripley, new WWE Women's Champion. Congratulations to Rhea Ripley. And then before we talk about the main event, we got to talk about the thing that I really hoped would happen, and it happened. We got to see John Cena and Danhausen. John Cena, Danhausen. We've got to see it. John Cena comes out. He announces the attendance record, like 55,000 people. And then Miz and Kit Wilson come out. And the Miz is like, no. I want to have my WrestleMania moment. All that. And Cena's like, okay. And then who comes out? You are cursed. Danhausen. With little people. He comes out with a bunch of dwarves. And they all have capes and face paint on, and they're all like, yeah, Danhausen. And then Danhausen comes out in this little car that it's like a casket shape. It's like a casket coffin car. He comes out, and they're all it's these little dwarves. They're coming out. Danhausen comes out with like an army of little Danhausens. And the Miz's face is like, It was so funny. John Cena has no idea what's going on. Danhausen gets in the ring. He looks at John Cena and he's like, you. Huge fanhausen, love everything that you do. And then he looks at the camera and gives a smile. And then Cena's like, yeah. They shake hands. John Cena's like, yeah. And Miz is like, no, don't shake his hand. And then Kit Wilson calls them all toxic. And then he pushes one of them. He pushes one of the dwarves. And then another one of them punches Kit Wilson's right in the balls. And then they all start going after him. They all start going after Kit Wilson. Miz starts shoving them all off. Then Danhausen, bang, whacks Miz in the balls. Lays out the Miz. And then he looks at John Cena and does, and John Cena's like, I'll let you do it. And Danhausen does the he goes he goes against the ropes. He does you are cursed, and then hits the five knuckle shuffle, and then all the dwarves start like carrying the Miz out. They start carrying the Miz. They drop him on the stage, and then Danhausen goes, "You can't see me," to Cena, and then like a explosion. Danhausen's still there, and then like 5 seconds later, then he runs away, and then all the dwarves follow him, and they all just hide under the ring. And John Cena is dying laughing, just like retired life is good. and then he introduces that he's like, guys, it's time for the main event. So just great moment between the John Cena, Danhausen. That was awesome. And yeah, only at WrestleMania, but very cool, very cool. Now we finally get to talk about the main event. The main event that, again, I got wrong. Roman Reigns won. I went 3-3. So overall, that was because I went 4-3 for Saturday. So it's 7-6. I got 7 matches right, 6 matches wrong. Dang, I got 6 matches wrong. Hey, I was wrong. I'll admit I was wrong, but in the end, I was up because I got one more right than wrong. So I'll take it. 7 right, 6 wrong. I'll take it. But Roman did win, which honestly, again, Punk and Roman was very up in the air for me. Like, I took the hunch on Punk because I'm like, I also thought Randy would win, so it'd be like, oh, right. But then once Cody retained, I was like, all right, are they going to have both Punk and Cody retain? Then I really started to reconsider, and I'm like, but I always knew there was a chance that Roman could win. It was between right. It was either or. Honestly, I was fine with either or. And yet Roman wins, but you know why he won? Well, there's a lot of reasons why he won. Roman brought back the OG theme, the head of the table theme. So let's talk about it. So Roman and Punk, Roman and Punk about to begin. Roman has a cool entrance where like they're playing like drums, piano, and someone's singing like right his theme song. And then there's a bunch of pictures of the Anawahi family showing up on the Titantron, honoring the Anawahi family. Then the OG head of the table theme song starts playing. Roman brought back the OG theme. And not only did he do that, he had a nice gold glove. It wasn't the original gold glove that he had, like it wasn't like the all gold glove that he had in like 2021. But it was more black with a bunch of gold on it, so it was a little different, but still somewhat of a gold glove. Like, OG theme, gold glove. Yeah, he's winning. Once that head of the table theme song started to play, you knew Roman was going to win. Oh, gosh. So, yeah, Roman comes out, the sick black and gold attire, OG theme song, and he's ready to go. And that made me so happy because the thing about Roman is that both of his theme songs are right. I love the head of the table theme song, and then his newer "I Am Greatness" theme song that he debuted at WrestleMania 40. I do like that theme song too. Both the Roman's theme songs are good. I prefer the head of the table one only because it's more iconic. Because that was like his head of the table tribal chief run. Like he had that song for majority of his title reign, right? So it's just more iconic. It's more iconic. But I still like the I Am Greatness theme. The head of the table theme is just more iconic. So the fact that he brought it back for WrestleMania was very good because then on the post show it was I Am Greatness again. It was I Am Greatness for the post show. So I don't know if that means that Roman just brought back the OG theme for WrestleMania or they did. I don't. We'll see what happens on Raw when he comes out on Raw. We'll see what theme song he plays on Raw, and then we'll see if staying with OG theme or was that just for WrestleMania. We'll see what happens on Monday Night Raw. But yeah, so Roman comes out, great entrance. Then CM Punk comes out, another great entrance. Punk brought back his Ring of Honor theme song. He brought back Ring of Honor theme song, and it was a bunch of montage, a bunch of his photos, and then it kept cutting to him like walking to the stage too. So it was like going back and forth. Cool entrance from CM Punk as well. Then what was really cool, he walked out right on the stage. No cult of personality, no theme song. He just walked out to the stage. The crowd making noise, the crowd cheering. No music, no music. And then he gets on the knee and goes, "It's clobbering time." The whole crowd says it. Then the music hits. So great entrance out of both guys. CM Punk had a jacket on. He had a bunch of names on it. It was like, I think Michael Cole talked about it. It was like WWE, like good like family members of WWE, people who were a part of WWE that had passed away, just big parts of WWE, like I think backstage production, a bunch of different names like that. So CM Punk was honoring them. Then he had a tribute to Harley Race on the back of his jacket with a crown, and then he had Larry, his dog, his late great dog, at the front of his jacket. Very cool from CM Punk, and and then both great entrances led to a great match. Roman Reigns and CM Punk had a great match. Went a little over 30-minute match. Love it. Love it. 30 minutes. Roman Reigns and CM Punk. What a fight. What a fight. Um it was back and forth. Roman Reigns powerbomb Punk through the announce table. Roman Reigns busted CM Punk up. He was bleeding. Punk hit a big elbow drop off the top rope through the other announce table. It was a GTS spear. So back and forth, back and forth. In the end, Roman Reigns wins. CM Punk he hit a GTS, was going for another GTS, and he just like collapsed. He just collapsed. He couldn't do it. He could like the Punk was exhausted. He was exhausted, and then Roman hit a spear, and then Roman hit another spear. And that was it. 1, 2, 3. Roman Reigns, your new world heavyweight champion. Acknowledge the head of the table. Back at the head of the table. Roman Reigns is back at the head of the table. Tribal Chief back where he belongs, on top of WWE. And now your new world heavyweight champion. What a moment. What a match. It really was a great main event. Great main event of WrestleMania. Roman Reigns and CM Punk killed each other. What a match. Roman Reigns wins in the end. And Roman's back where he belongs. And, just what a match. What a show. And the question is now, what's next for CM Punk? Because CM Punk, CM Punk put on a hell of a fight, but in the end, he just couldn't do it. He was exhausted. He collapsed. He had the GTS. He collapsed. He couldn't do it. So what's next for CM Punk? He did everything he could and he lost. So what is next for CM Punk? I don't know. I don't know. That is going to be very fun. What are they going to do with CM Punk? That's going to be very interesting to find out. But Roman Reigns, how about Roman Reigns? Well, I'll tell you what's next for Roman Reigns because he announced it on the post show. Roman talked about this on the post show. He's like, this part-time crap, no more. He's like, we're going to stop that. Y'all better make some room because you're going to be seeing me all summer. Yeah. Part-time Roman Reigns is gone. We get to see full-time Roman Reigns again for the first time in like what, 3 years? Like we're getting a full-time Roman Reigns. Yes, like 3-4 years. Like we're getting a full-time Roman Reigns, or at least a not so part-time Roman Reigns. We're gonna be seeing Roman Reigns a lot more, which is awesome. Like he said it on the post show, and he said that on the post show, and everyone was like, "Yes!" So, Roman Reigns no longer going to be part time. Which honestly, I hoped for this. Like I said, if they do, because I think that was one thing. Some people didn't want Roman to win because part timer, and he's just going to be part time champion. But no, he's not. He's not. So that is very good because I think that was the one thing that had a lot of people worried was that him just being a part-time champion. But he said he's not going to be. So that's awesome. And I honestly I hope that too. And I was thinking that I'm like, if they give Roman the belt, they can't. They have to make him not be a part-timer. Number one, and so I hoped for this, and I believed it would happen. I believed it. Like I had faith that I'm like, all right, if WWE does this, I have faith they won't make him such a part timer. I hoped for that, and I honestly believed in that. I did because I'm like, if they're really gonna do this, I think the smart decision would be to just not make him a part timer because he's the champ. So don't do this part time again, and he's not going to. He's not going to. So that makes me very happy. That makes me very happy because I hoped they wouldn't make him be a part timer as a champion, and I had faith in them, and I believed on like if they give Roman the belt, I have faith that he'll show up a lot more and he won't just be a part timer. And thankfully, I was right. Thankfully, WWE did not do that with Roman Reigns and is going to make him show up a lot more for WWE. Love it. I love it. So that's awesome. We're going to get to see, for the first time in a long time, a full-time Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns, a full-time Roman Reigns, full-time schedule. Roman Reigns, new World Heavyweight Champion, and he's going to be showing up a lot more because he's the champion. I love it. I love it. No more part-timer. No more part-timer. That was awesome. And he also responded to Oba on the post show and was like, Oba Femi, we'll see what happens down the road. Okay, so yeah, just very cool. I'm very excited to see what's going to happen next. What's next for CM Punk? Who knows? We're going to have to wait and find out. What's next for Roman Reigns? Well, we know he's going to be showing up a lot more. Oba Femi, we know, has his eyes on Roman. But, like, what about Gunther? Like, are we going to get Roman Reigns and Gunther? Because remember, Roman eliminated Gunther from the Royal Rumble. So we still got some Roman Gunther, and we've never seen this match before either. So we still got maybe Gunther and Roman. If they don't do Gunther and Brock at SummerSlam, maybe do Roman and Gunther at SummerSlam. Like, that's a big match. That is a big money match. So we'll see what happens. Roman Reigns, Gunther could be very well in our future. Roman Reigns, Gunther for the World Heavyweight Championship. And then but if not, who else? We'll see. Oba, Gunther, Braun Breaker, Seth Rollins. Like, we could see a lot of good matches with Roman Reigns as World Heavyweight Champion and with him showing up full time. So I'm very excited. Roman Reigns, your new World Heavyweight Champion, and he's no longer going to be a part-timer as long as he's World Champion. So as World Champion, we're getting a full-time Roman Reigns, which makes me very happy. And that was it. That was it. That was WrestleMania. That was WrestleMania Sunday, and that was WrestleMania in general. Overall, it was good. Overall, WrestleMania was good. Again, I mean, when you're comparing Sunday, which was great, to Saturday, which was not so great, like you put them together, it is a pretty good show. I like, was it the greatest WrestleMania? No, but it was not the worst. Sunday was a lot better than Saturday, and again, I still enjoyed Saturday overall, but Sunday was a heck of a lot better, whole lot better, and Sunday was a much better show, and I enjoyed it a lot more. So overall, WrestleMania was good. I enjoyed it, and it's WrestleMania. It's always going to be big, but there's still going to be some bad parts. Again, my biggest complaint was the commercials, the ads, and how the matches were not as long. It was still a little bit for Sunday, as we said, but it was mainly for Saturday that the matches were short. They did a little bit better job on Sunday, which is one of the reasons why Sunday was better. But the ads were still there. But it wasn't as bad as Saturday. So yeah. But so that's just my one complaint overall is the commercials, and I don't like how some of the matches were so short. I don't like that. I think they should be a lot longer. But besides that, I did enjoy WrestleMania. Again, Sunday, whole lot better than Saturday. But overall, it was still good. I did enjoy both at the end of the day, but I just enjoyed Sunday a lot more. Sunday was the much better show. But together overall, it was a good WrestleMania. I had fun. Hope y'all enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. And WrestleMania is now in the rearview mirror. WrestleMania 42 in the books. Good show. I enjoyed it. Now it's in the books. WrestleMania 42 in the books. What's next? We got the Raw after WrestleMania tonight. Stay tuned because, the Raw after WrestleMania is always one of the biggest Raws of the year. So stay tuned because I'm sure we're going to have a lot to talk about the Raw after WrestleMania. Roman Reigns will be there. So let's see what's going to happen. But overall, I enjoyed WrestleMania. I hope you all did too. And what's next? We're going to have to watch Monday Night Raw tonight and to find out. But that's it. WrestleMania 42 in the books. I love all you guys. Thank you guys for watching. Leave a comment, leave a like, subscribe for more, and Cmoney is out.